SuperNova Everyday Essentials. Practical bite-sized exercises delivered by Miranda McPherson, Professor, Assistive Technology Trainer, and SuperNova user. This series is focused on using SuperNova to become proficient at the everyday computing tasks you or your clients need to be successful at home, school, and work.
Okay, so yes, we're going to be working with the Dolphin cursor today. And some of the, sometimes, there will be certain things that you're trying to navigate and like a static text on a website or an application that you can't tab to get the verbalization on the screen reader. So that's where Dolphin cursor will come into play with its connection with that. And sometimes just getting a bit more information as you're navigating an application or website using that virtual cursor that kind of works as our eyes rather than the tab key on the keyboard. And allows us to navigate around a screen without moving our focus of our PC cursor. One of the first things I like to do with new clients is show them how to change the focus for the Dolphin cursor. As you may already know, you have a focus that you can select as you're using the tab key and tabbing through controls. The default color is red. I'm leaving mine red, but I like to change the Dolphin cursor focus to yellow so that it's in contrast. So whatever I happen to be navigating, I know right away which cursor is active, and that's sometimes half the battle. You can even go as far as to change the voice profile for the Dolphin cursor versus the PC cursor, so you can also hear the difference if you're unable to see the focus color difference. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the control panel with left control and spacebar. And I'm having a few little issues with the virtual machine today, so I might use a little mix of mouse and keyboard. So let's see if I can access it here with the mouse. I'm going to the visual page on the toolbar to enhancements.
Enhancements, no selection menu. Color schemes has highlighting has submenu shortcut I2 of 5.
Okay, and I'm going to highlighting submenu. I'm going to open that up.
Menu, highlighting menu. Settings shortcut E9 of 9.
And at the bottom of that list, you can just up arrow and it'll circle right there to it is settings. I'm going to go ahead and press enter there.
Highlighting options. Mouse page. Highlight the mouse pointer unchecked checkbox.
Okay, so at the top of this dialog box, we have different tabs of pages of controls. So of control settings. And I'm going to press Control plus Tab to navigate to the Dolphin cursor page of settings.
Cursor page. Line page. Focus page. Highlight, read from here page. Word group, Dolphin cursor page. Current character group. Highlight the character checkbox.
Okay, there's a couple of things here. You have two options. The first one is the highlight of the actual character of where the Dolphin cursor is focused. So if you're navigating by letter, by word, that one by default is a highlight, like a block highlight that's filled in per letter. And I'm just going to leave that in its default setting. But what we really want to navigate to is the line highlight. So I'm going to tab to that area, which is on the left,
Shape.
excuse me, the right hand side.
Fill pull down list box. Line width, color, transparency, current line object group.
Okay.
Highlight the line checkbox.
So the current line object style, and I'm going to tab down to the shape.
Shape. Box pull down list box.
And if you'll notice, as I'm pressing tab, the red rectangle that is around the focus, that's the PC cursor focus of the line object. So I'm going to keep that same box shape as the red. I like that one, but you have multiple options. I'm going to Alt down arrow so you can see those.
Box, Alt.
Oh, and I forgot on the virtual machine today, my Alt key is not functioning quite well. So I'm just going to arrow through those and you'll be able to hear them and see them change.
Menu. Move, highlighting options, escape, down arrow, box, fill.
So you can
up arrow,
fill, box, which is kind of like a frame.
Box and cross.
Box and cross.
Down arrow.
But I'm
Box.
going to leave it on box and I'm going to tab to the line width.
Line width. 12% horizontal slider.
And for now, I'm just going to leave it at that width.
Gap. 9% horizontal slider.
And you can adjust the gap of the area between your area of focus and where your frame or the box begins. This is a pretty tight spacing here. You can also move that gap.
12%.
But I'm going to leave it
9%.
at 9%. You can just kind of play around with those settings till you see something, you get a feel for what you like best.
Tint check radio.
And you can do a tint, you can invert the color, you can do a tint and border, a dual tint. You can really play around with what colors fit your needs best.
Color. Red pull down list box.
And I'm going to leave mine on tint and I'm going to change mine to yellow so it kind of pops.
Yellow. Transparency. 65% horizontal slider.
Okay, and I'm going to turn the transparency to 0. So, and I'm going to use my mouse on that because sometimes that takes a little longer to just go arrow key by arrow key.
0%.
Okay.
Show. Moving to a new line pull down list box.
And you can choose when to show that highlight when you move to a new line. I like to show mine always, so I'm going to arrow to that.
Always. OK button.
And I'm going to go ahead and press enter on OK.
SuperNova control panel.
Okay.
Visual page.
I'm going to test it out.
Enhancements pull down button.
Make sure I have the colors the way I like it. So on your numpad, on the minus, that turns on and off your Dolphin cursor. So I'm going to press the minus to turn it on.
Dolphin cursor on title bar.
And now you can see it on the title bar. It's the yellow rectangle. I'm going to arrow down so you can see a little bit more.
Menu bar. Maximize disabled button. File shortcut A. Visual shortcut A. Speech shortcut A. Braille shortcut A.
Okay, great. And then I'm going to use the minus to turn it off and it'll go back to the PC cursor.
Dolphin cursor off visual page. Enhancements pull down button.
Alrighty. And so one of the great things with the Dolphin cursor is the Dolphin Finder with the cursor. So I'm going to actually open up a web page. So I'm going to open up Google Chrome.
Search. Gap. G. Google Chrome. App. Press right to switch preview. About visited link. Forms mode landmark search. Search. Blank line edit. Closed pull down list box.
Okay, so by default, the setting for the Dolphin cursor is automatic. So that means that when you go to a web page or go to an internet-based application like a PDF in Adobe Reader or in the Dolphin menu in the help menu, those types of web-based applications, the Dolphin cursor is on by default. That's your default cursor as opposed to in a Word document where your default cursor is going to be the PC cursor. So that's why you're noticing the yellow frame around as I'm navigating. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the address and search bar.
Dolphin cursor off toolbar. Dolphin cursor on page loaded. About toolbar. Edit. Edit. A. M. Z. C. Amazon. No selection.
M. Go to
Edit.
Amazon.com.
Dolphin cursor on skip to main content. Page loaded.
Okay.
Skip to main content. Skip to main content.
Okay, great. So as you navigate a web page, you can press Tab, which will navigate with the PC cursor, and it will go from clickable element to clickable element. That could be a link, a button, a radio button. However, there may be static text.
Skip to main content.
Excuse me, there could be static text that you cannot tab to, and that's where the Dolphin cursor is at its best. But you can just press the down arrow to go from item to item on the page. So I'm going to down arrow to demonstrate us going into an edit box.
Landmark banner. Hello, select your address. Select your address. All landmark search. Search in. Search. Blank line edit.
So you hear search blank line edit. So that means that you are in an edit field and it's blank, but it's not actually ready for you to type in text. And that's often where users will get a little confused. They'll start typing in. Let me just give an example.
Heading 2.
Okay, I tried to
Deal
type
of the
in
day
headset,
landmark main.
but the letter H jumped to a heading because those are navigation keys that you can use to quickly navigate around a web page. So I'm just going to demonstrate here since we're using H as an example.
Fresh swimwear pics. Fun gifts for dad. Sign in for the best experience landmark main.
And that's me pressing H to move from heading to heading, Shift H.
Fun fresh swimwear pics. Deal of the day.
To go backwards. So that being an edit field, I'm going to press Shift plus E for edit field.
Landmark banner. Landmark navigation. Landmark search. Search. Blank line edit.
Okay, so we hear blank line edit and we see a cursor that's blinking with a couple of triangles, one facing down towards the cursor and one facing upward. And that indicates that it's ready for you to type in text. I'm going to go ahead and type in the letter L.
L.
So you hear that L is being typed and you can see that. Okay, I'm going to take it. So there is a feature that is actually happening here. It's called automatic form mode. And what that does is it recognizes that this is a form filled where I can type in text. So it takes the virtual Dolphin cursor and converts it back to the PC cursor automatically when you hit a form field. So you can go ahead and type in text without having to do any extra keystrokes. To take it out of that mode and back to the Dolphin cursor, you simply press escape.
Dolphin cursor on landmark banner.
Okay, you hear Dolphin
landmark
cursor
navigation.
on.
Landmark search.
I'm going to press the up
search.
arrow.
Search in. All.
Okay, and again, I'm going to demonstrate. So when you press E for edit field, it will navigate you to the edit field and put it in the PC cursor ready for typing in text. But when you just arrow to different elements on a web page and you end up in edit field like we did the first time, I'm going to demonstrate.
Search in. Search. L edit.
Okay, so it says search L edit. So it's reading that there's an L in the edit field instead of saying blank, but there's no cursor there. So again, this is an area where some users may get confused. So I'm going to press enter.
Search. Forms mode search.
Forms mode.
L edit.
Okay, so now it's got the cursor. It's ready for me to type in text.
O, G, I, T, E, H, H, C, H, space, E, A, D,
Okay.
E, T.
Then I'm going to press enter.
Dolphin cursor on skip to main content. Skip to main, page loaded.
And this is where the
Skip to
Dolphin
main
cursor
content.
keystrokes, which you can find in the manual, and also with the hotkey helper within SuperNova, give you all those keystrokes, but they help to navigate a website fast. So again, I'm going to press H for heading.
Heading 1. 1-16 of 491 results for. Heading 2. Logitech High Performance USB Headset H540 for Windows and Mac, Skype certified link.
So just by pressing the H twice, it went to the very first search result, as opposed to having to go through every element between the edit field and the first search result, excuse me. So I'm going to press enter to open up that page for that product.
Logitech, page loaded. Normal. Skip to main content. Skip to main content.
Okay, so the Dolphin Finder, which is really a pretty amazing feature, you're going to simply, while the Dolphin cursor is activated, which it is automatically on web pages, is you're going to press F3.
Find.
Okay, so it says find. So there's a virtual edit field. So I'm going to type in cart.
C A R T.
So maybe I've read about this product and I just want to add it to the cart, but I don't want to have to tab a million times to get there. So I'm going to type in cart and then I'm going to press enter.
Searching. Add to cart.
Okay, searches for it. Right there at the add to cart. If that's not the add to cart button I was looking for, or whatever it was that I was looking for, I can press F4 to go to the next occurrence of that word or phrase that I type in, or I can do F2 to go backwards.
Not found.
And so it says not found. There's no other elements going forward with the word cart. I'm going to press F2 to see if there's anything before this add cart. There really shouldn't be.
Not found.
Okay, great. And when you do F3, it keeps the last search phrase or word in the edit field, but you can just type over that and replace it if you're wanting to search for something different. So I'm going to go ahead and arrow down. I'm going to press H to demonstrate again, navigating.
Heading 2. Add a unchecked radio. Other sellers on Amazon. Heading 1. Logitech High Performance USB Headset H540 for Windows and Mac, Skype certified.
Okay, great. Let's take a look for maybe a checkbox.
Normal. $29.99.
So I press
Page 1 of 78.
X for checkbox. I'm going to press B for button.
Here's how button.
Okay,
Page
there's
1
a
of
button
175. Table 9 rows by 5 columns. Add to cart button.
Okay, another button. And let's see, again, if I want to, let me do an example of a not web-based program so we can see us taking a look at something with the Dolphin cursor. So for instance, let me go ahead and open up.
Dolphin cursor off, search type here to search edit.
Okay, so
Left
Dolphin
Windows
cursor
key.
off. That means the PC cursor is active. And I'm going to go ahead and type in settings.
Gap. S. T. Settings. App. Press right to switch preview. Settings. Object. Settings. Blank line edit. Search box. Find a setting.
Okay, I'm in a search box. I'm going to press tab.
Tab. List view. System display. Sound. Notifications. Power 1 of 13.
Okay, so list view. If there was something within this list that I felt was incomplete, I wasn't hearing everything, I could switch to the Dolphin cursor again by pressing the minus sign, and you'll notice that the focus
Dolphin cursor on settings object.
moves to the top, and it'll work its way down and literally read from top to bottom, left to right, each element, each control, all the text. But if I want to skip back to where I was with the PC cursor, I'm going to press the asterisk on the numpad.
System 1 of 13.
And now I'm right in focus where I was, and I can start at that PC cursor.
Display, sound, notifications, power.
And this also enables me, if there's something here I wanted to copy and paste in a Word document that I couldn't do with the PC cursor, I can turn on the Dolphin cursor, navigate to where I want, press and hold Shift. Let's do down arrow.
Devices 2 of 13.
And then I'm going to do Control C.
Copy.
And I'm going to open up, in this
Dolphin
case,
cursor,
WordPad document.
W, R, R, D, P. WordPad, app, press right to switch preview. Document
And then I'm
WordPad.
going to do Control
Blank line edit. Pasted
V,
text from
paste.
clipboard.
And here's the text from the settings menu.
Display, sound, display, devices.
Okay. So the Dolphin cursor is a pretty complex tool. You can use it as simplified as you like to doing really complex actions. And so you can find all of that if you go to the control panel.
SuperNova control panel. Dock reader button. Modes pulled, more group. More pull down button. More group. More pull down
And
button.
the hotkey
Enter.
helper, you can get keystrokes
Enter.
there. Oop, there we go.
More no select.
The last thing I'm going to show you here.
Hotkey helper shortcut T3 of 6. Forms mode blank line edit.
I'm going to type in
D,
Dolphin.
I, L, P, L. Deleted. I, O, L, P, H, N, C, R, S, R, R. Deleted. R.
Okay.
Dolphin cursor on Dolphin computer. Not found.
Oops, I must have typed in the.
Forms mode Dolphin cursor edit. Dolphin. No selection D, O, L, P, H, I, N, space, C, U, R, S, O, N, R, enter. Dolphin cursor on, heading to not found. Search button. Dolphin cursor edit.
Oh, yep.
You're
I'm
just
having-
misspelling
Cursor.
it.
I know, I'm
No
having
more
a hard
text.
time with the spelling
That's
today.
it.
Forms
that's
mode
right.
Dolphin cursor edit. R, N,
I thought
There
I
you
heard
go.
N.
R.
There
Dolphin
we
cursor.
go.
There you go.
Heading to. Soup, normal. Dolphin cursor activate down. Bottom. Comma. Dolphin cursor.
And I'm not going to go
space
through all
bar.
these, but just
Dolphin
to give you
cursor
an
activate
idea,
up.
there are several different types of keystrokes that you can use with the Dolphin cursor to navigate anything on the screen. And that's it for today on exploring the Dolphin cursor.
Whatever your level of sight, today or in the future, you can rely on SuperNova to help you succeed. Download an unrestricted 30-day trial of any SuperNova edition today